All right, let me see if I'm live. I should be alive. I should be. I think I am. There we go. That's better. So yeah, this will be the episode number 4. I figured I'd start doing the State of Xbox podcast. I'm also going to do State of PlayStation podcast as well. We're going to try to do both State of Xbox and State of PlayStation. We can do State of PlayStation tomorrow. We can talk about some pretty cool games that are coming on PlayStation this year. We can also talk about Rise of the Ronin, which I need to finish Rise of the Ronin. And of course, we can talk about this Stellar Blade, which needs to be finished, of course, right over here. So I figured I'd do 2 podcasts, one for the Xbox, one for the PlayStation. So tomorrow we're going to do the episode 1 of State of PlayStation, and we'll talk about all things PlayStation considered. So that way we're not just biased on just one console. That way we're unbiased and, we're focusing on 2 consoles. Is there going to be a state of PC? I don't know. We'll see, maybe. But right now I want to focus on state of Xbox and state of PlayStation. And we'll do state of PlayStation tomorrow, the first episode. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you will come in to join that, because there's a lot to talk about PlayStation tomorrow as well. But today I really want to focus on, of course, the video game everybody's talking about that came out on Tuesday, and today's Friday. We're talking about the game right behind me, Senua Saga Hellblade II. And I want to hear what you guys have to say. I already did a review. I already told you how I feel about the game and what score I gave game. You guys can go check that video out. It's already out. It's my honest review. I focused on positive and negatives of this game. The reason I gave it a 9 out of 10, which is 9.5 out of 10, it's because of that the video game wasn't the game wasn't trying to appease commercially to everybody. It was just trying to be its own thing, and I was treating this game as its own genre, as its own IP, right? And that's the way I was looking at it. I wasn't trying to compare it to like God of War or Ghost of Tsushima or The Witcher, right? I was just trying to treat this game for what it is, right? If I was to compare this to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, well, that wouldn't make any sense. Why would I want to compare this to Assassin's Creed Valhalla? They're 2 different things, right? So that's why I was reviewing this game the way I was reviewing it. I was like, okay, this is something fresh, something new. It's a cool perspective that they're putting in through the eyes of this character, Senua, and the difficulties that she's going through, right? And the difficulties that she's battling within herself and her own demons in her head. So I appreciated that factor of the storytelling, because this is really meant to be a cinematic storytelling. Some people say, but it's too short. They spent 6 years. Well, there's a reason why they spent 6 years, because it's a very difficult game to make. If you guys think this is easy to make, well, then go ahead and make it. Do you know how difficult it is to build a website? Do you know how difficult it is to even build a world in a Horizon world in VR? Imagine how difficult it is to create this type of a game, especially with a very complex Unreal Engine 5, and especially when you're trying to do so many things, to put all of these moving parts in this game to make it work, including the realistic physics, shadow, light, reflections, shaders, motion capture, All of that stuff, man, takes time, right? And then to test the game, to make sure that it's running properly on the Xbox Series X, right? So all of this is something that you have to take in consideration. Takes a lot of time, and that's why it took 6 years for this game to be made. I don't feel the game was that short. If you speed through it and you know what you're doing, you can already, figure out quickly those puzzles, then you can rush through this game. You can finish it like within 10 hours, give or take 9 to 10 hours. And I don't think that's short. I don't think 9 hours, 10 hours is really that short. I think that's the right amount of hours you need for a game like this. Remember, this is not Assassin's Creed. It's not Ghost of Tsushima. It's not like The Witcher. It's not Final Fantasy, role-playing game Final Fantasy. This is a cinematic, story-driven type of a game, right? And that's the way it should be looked at. That's the way it should be treated. And I think a lot of reviewers that I looked at are treating this game exactly for what it is. And I think that's the fair way to look at it. It wouldn't be fair if people were comparing it to other games, which is ridiculous. You're on the GTA multiplayer? Cool. I would join you, but right now I have to focus on the chat, and I gotta wait for people to come in so we can have a discussion regarding the this game. But if I wasn't doing this podcast, I would have easily joined you, Pedro. It's just right now I can't because I have to focus on to hear what people are saying. That's the whole point of this podcast today, is to hear what people have to say. People already heard what I think. They heard me blabbing about this game. They've seen me play it. They've seen my video review of it. Now it's time for them to come on here and let me know what they think. Because I'm curious to hear how people are feeling about this game in general. I mean, I know how I feel about this game. But I want to hear what other people are saying. Have they played it? And if they did play it, how they feel about it and what they think. So I'm just going to see. Maybe I can share this to my social media really quick. All right, guys, don't be shy to jump into a conversation. All right, I see there's 13 of you here. You can come in, you can join, but please, you have to be respectful. You can have your opinions. No one's going to kick you out for having your opinions. But if you come in and you are not being respectful and you're not staying with the subject, then what do you think was going to happen? So it's a common sense, guys. But if you're going to join in, I would appreciate if you would come in and start having a conversation. You can have your opinions. You don't have to like the game. You can say exactly how you feel about the game. But please do understand, you have to be respectful. Pedro says he honestly has the same opinion as you. I think they should have added more diversity in the enemies. Seemed like was fighting the same battle all the time in different scenarios. I agree. I mean, I liked the battle. I felt the battle was very realistic, but I felt they should have added more battles. right? They should have added more battles. That was a fun part, like the realistic battles and all that. Even Renee, she loved it yesterday when she came in. But it just felt too short. It felt like we were doing more of a solving puzzles than we were fighting. And I felt they should have kept that momentum of fighting. But then, at the same time, Pedro, at the same time, this is not that type of game. We got to remember, we're still going back to what we expect this game to be, versus looking at it for what it is, right? That was the mistake I made at first. I was like, I want this game to be what I wanted it to be, but in fact, no. I have to look at this game for what it is, for what the artist is trying to share. This was done on purpose. They purposely didn't want this game to feel like The Witcher or the Ghost of Tsushima or any other games out there like Assassin's Creed. Like, they were trying to stay away from that because they're creating something different. I like that, actually, as a matter of fact. I don't like when people are copying other games and they're trying to be like the other games. Maybe in a Hellblade 3 they're going to put more action. We'll see. But overall, like I said on a review, I like this game for what it is, not for what I expected it to be. Pedro says, the fighting gameplay, it's awesome, but if they had some moves and same escapes, reminded me of a movie, Elden Ring. Yeah. But then again, you see, I agree with you. I agree. And I asked the same question. But then again, you see, I go back to the same question that I have already answered. And that answer is, well, I can't compare this to Elden Ring because it's not fair for me to compare this to Elden Ring. And again, it's not what I wish that this game is. I have to accept it for what it is. It was a purposely made decision that, hey, we are creating something different here to be a more of a cinematic experience, and we understand that it's not going to be for everyone. This is not going to be a crowd pleaser for everyone. It's not like Grand Theft Auto. It's a commercial game. It's designed to appeal to a lot of people. Okay. Assassin's Creed, it's a commercial game. It's designed to appeal to a lot of people. Call of Duty, it's a commercial game. It's designed to appeal to a lot of people. This, on the other hand, it's not designed to appeal to a lot of people. It's a special interest. Just like when you're scrolling through Netflix and you find a movie, like their latest movie, Atlas, with Jennifer Lopez. It's not for everyone, but someone will find it interesting. I found the movie interesting, but I also understand the movie's not going to be for everyone. So it's kind of like that here too. The game, it's designed to be for specific kind of an audience, for specific kind of a gamers out there, and that's why I was looking at it from that perspective. That's why I gave it a score that I gave it a score. Yeah, and it's first of all, it's part of a Game Pass. I don't think anyone should complain. I see a lot of people complaining. I'm like, dude, you don't have to pay for this game. If I had to pay for this game, okay, maybe I'd be like, okay, but even if you had to pay for this game, it's $50 for a AAA Unreal Engine 5 experience. They're not even charging you $70. They're charging you $50. So, no one seems to be talking about that they're only charging $50. And also, you don't even have to pay $50. You just need to have a Game Pass subscription. And I assume a lot of people have a Game Pass subscription. So it's included. You can play it on your Xbox. You can play it on your PC. You can play it on your xCloud. So you got variety of ways you can play this game. So I just don't understand why some people are well, I hate to use the words dicks, but they're being dicks, like spoiled dicks or something. I don't know. Dude, essentially you're getting this game for free. And you're getting like a AAA quality type game for free. I personally think this is pretty good for Xbox. Finally, they get a AAA game. They get a AAA game that they've been waiting for quite a long time, and now they finally have it. Now, if you're on the Xbox and you happen to be just playing Xbox games, I think this is a pretty big deal for you Xbox fans. You finally have a AAA game that honestly Xbox really needed something like this. It's been a long time since Xbox gotten something like this, and not only did they get AAA quality, but they've got cutting edge next generation AAA quality that no other console has delivered yet. This is the very first time that we see Unreal Engine 5 use its full potential with a real-time physics, lifelike physics, and all the other accolades and assets that comes in with the Unreal Engine 5 and 5.1. Well, when you say most people Forbidden Love, like who are these most people? You know, and where they're coming from? Are they coming with an agenda from a PlayStation, which the most cases they are, because you know there seems to be a little bit of jealousy that they can't play this on the PlayStation. It's on Xbox, which this is the fact. You know, and it's just not my opinion. It's a fact. And then there's another thing. If you look at the reviews are pretty good, man. Reviews are pretty good. So I disagree with you on that. If you look at the reviews, you'll see the reviews are pretty good. If you read the IGN, if you read the Games Radar Plus, if you read Tech Radar, if you read, my God, there's so many. I can't remember top of my head. I was looking at them yesterday. They got pretty good scores, man. Pretty good reviews. They all said the same thing. It's short. It's kind of slow-paced. Unnecessary puzzles. But the overall experience, the visuals, it's pretty awesome. So they all gave it a good reviews. You know, 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5. I think Games Radar Plus gave it a 5 out of 5. So... sorry, man, you're wrong about that. But that's your opinion. That's fine. If that's what you want to believe, you can believe that. But the facts are facts, my friend. You can hate it all you want. The facts are facts. I like it for what it is. Okay, Forbidden Love. I like it for what it is. And I'm treating this game for what it is, not for what I expected it to be. And I think some of you are going into this game as expecting it to be what you wanted it to be. This game was not designed to be for everyone. It was designed to be telling a story, continuation story of this specific character called Senua, right? But I think the reason there's a lot of backlash is because it happened to be exclusive on Xbox. And I think a lot of Sony fans got butthurt that they're not going to be able to play this. They didn't complain about this game when it was on PlayStation, and no one seemed to have any issues with it. But all of a sudden now that it's exclusively to the Xbox, there seems to be, you know, all the blue guys out of the PlayStation coming out of the woodwork. And I know this is hard for you to hear it, guys. I know. All my Sony fanboys. I get it, dude. I love PlayStation too, but I'm unbiased, you know. I'm not going to sit here and you know, say something that is not true. But I love the game for what it is. And this is the reason why I have Xbox and PlayStation. So that way I can enjoy best of the both worlds. Why would I want to limit myself to just a one console or one brand? I want to try Indiana Jones. Why not? Why? I know it's a first-person perspective of Indiana Jones, but why not? I want to try Indiana Jones. I don't want to limit myself to just one brand. There was that game on Nintendo Switch, Endless Ocean. I want to play Endless Ocean on Nintendo Switch. Why would I want to limit myself, right? Not to enjoy certain games that are on certain, platforms like PC. That's why I have a PC. There's tons of games on Steam. Not to mention Steam VR, ability to use the VR headset on the PC to experience all these great experiences on PC. That's why I always tell people, try to have a variety, enjoy variety, because when you have variety, that's what you're supposed to do as a gamer. A gamer will have variety. Me as a gamer, I always wanted to try different things. Like, I got tired of Commodore 64 in 1986. And I said, okay, let me try Amiga 500. Amiga 500 has better graphics, has a floppy disk, doesn't need a cassette. Let me buy Amiga 500. So I sold my Commodore 64. I got Amiga 500 in 1987, right? And so on and so forth. And that's the whole point of being a gamer, dude. It's to have variety. Why limit yourself? Life is too short, man, to just limit yourself to one brand and just stick to one brand and just play one brand. I'm not saying you should go ahead and buy and purchase all of these consoles all at once. I'm simply saying you buy these consoles slowly throughout the time. When you have cash, when you have money, when you save money, then you finally buy it for Christmas. All right, let's say you only have Xbox. Okay, maybe this Christmas I want to buy a PlayStation 5. So you say, okay, I'm going to save some money. Wait till Christmas, buy a PlayStation 5, right? Or PlayStation 5 Pro, whatever you want to get. And then it's like, okay, I want to get a Nintendo. All right, how about next Christmas I'll buy a Nintendo. Buy myself a brand new Nintendo. Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch Pro, whatever they call it. And then you get yourself a Nintendo. And now you have Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. Now you got variety to play, right? And then you're like, oh my God, I need a PC gaming rig. All right, how about this? Next year or the year after, I'm going to start putting some money aside, and I'm going to start save the money to buy a PC. Or maybe a gaming laptop or a desktop PC. So you start putting the money aside for that. That's how I bought my stuff. I didn't just go run out and buy everything all at once. Gradually, I collected different consoles, right? And now I'm enjoying the benefits of having variety. You have the PC, that's where you play Xbox games. All right. That's good. So you're still playing Xbox games. That's good. The best console ever made was the PlayStation 2. Well, it was. That, I can agree on that. PlayStation 2 was one of the best consoles in history. It sold so many units, over like, I don't know how many. It's probably close to a billion. Close to a billion, dude. I think if statistics are correct, close to I think by 2008, I think it was close to a billion units worldwide. 1 billion units worldwide. It was the most highest selling console in 2000. This is an early 2000. Oh no, late 2000. I'm sorry. I think it was early 2000. I'm sorry. I think it was in 2000. I think so. It was 2000. Was it October 2000? I think it might have been October 2000. I think I remember it. I bought it in October with X-Men DVD movie. And then I picked up Tekken Tag Tournament 2. I picked up Tekken Tag Tournament and X-Men. No, I picked up 2 games. Tekken Tag Tournament and Fantavision. Tekken Tag and Fantavision, along with the X-Men movie that was released on... No, I remember now. Dude, I was at Target. I got the PlayStation 2 console. I got Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Fantavision. I got a couple of movies, X-Men DVD and Gladiator DVD. So I got X-Men DVD and Gladiator DVD. So I got 2 DVD movies, X-Men, Gladiator, because PlayStation 2 was able to play DVDs because they had a DVD player built into it, which was a pretty big deal. So there's no question about that. PlayStation 2, of course, was one of the best consoles of all time. But what Xbox has also done was pretty amazing. Xbox was able to be a competitor to PlayStation 2. And there's no question about that. With the games like Halo Combat Evolved and other games that came out on that console was truly remarkable. There was no such thing as first-person shooters on PlayStation 2 the way it was done on the Xbox console. There was this thing called like there was some kind of Time Splitters. There was a game called the Time Splitters, but the Time Splitters, honestly, it wasn't all that. To be fair, it wasn't like, ooh, I gotta go buy a PlayStation 2 to play Time Splitters. However, Halo Combat Evolved changed the whole thing, man. Changed the whole perspective of how you play multiplayer first-person shooter games on a console. This was like the first breaking of the ice of playing the first-person shooter games on a console. It was always on a PC, right? Quake 1, Quake 2, Quake 3, Unreal, right? Tournament 1, 2, 3, Half-Life. It was all on a PC. And now all of a sudden, here we are on a console playing a first-person shooter game called Combat Evolved Halo Combat Evolved. So Xbox definitely was a game changer and a competitor to Sony PlayStation 2. There's no question about that. And it even made Dreamcast, Sega, drop out of the game from, these two behemoths, PlayStation 2 and Xbox. This is not my opinion. This is a fact. This is a historical fact. You guys can go look this up. You can go search it. You can read about it. I don't have to search. I don't have to read about it because I lived through it. I was there. But for those of you who were born in 2004, 2005, you can read about it. You can search it. You can watch documentaries. It's all there. Hey, how you doing, Kevin, man? It's going good. It's going good. How you doing? They said nothing, Mr. Forkin. Not even an outreach in your comments. Well, they have nothing to say. I don't know what they're going to say. Whatever. Only those who have something to say, who care, will say. Those who have nothing to say, they're just a bunch of phonies, fakes, whatever. Doesn't surprise me. Oh, Westside Tech? Oh my God. That guy? Jesus Christ. Is he still running YouTube? Oh man. That guy. Grown ass man. Grown ass man. Acting like a little crybaby, dude. Jesus Christ. Grown ass man acting like a crybaby. But what do you expect, man? He contradicts even himself, man. The guys just live off of drama, dude. I figured those guys out a long time ago. Him and Quantum and all these other jokers, man. They're all in for a clickbait, quick drama, man. I'm not into that, man. I'm not interested in that shit. I don't waste my energy on that stupid nonsense. You in the change room. Oh, you in the gym, right? I know, dude. Here it's like 95 degrees, bro. Man, I don't know if I'm a fan of this heat, to be honest with you, man. I know you're tired of winter, you're tired of snow, you want some heat, but man, 95 degrees with humidity, bro, it's a different kind of a heat down here, man. I'm not a fan of it. Last you heard him and Quantum fighting each other. Yeah, I guess apparently West Side Tech exposed him that he was never in the Marines, while the Quantum it's claiming that he was in the Marines and da 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 and whatever. Who knows? Kemi says, Ed, have you heard Xbox wants to buy a Steam for 16 billion cash? That will never happen. That's a wet dream. Kemi, I'm sorry, Microsoft, but why would Gabe Newell do that? He's not going to do it. First of all, Gabe Newell's rich. He's already got billions of dollars. He doesn't need another $16 billion. He's got wealth. When you are wealthy, bro, the money is just, you printing money pretty much. You are printing money out of thin air. Like you don't care. No one can buy you. You're not desperate because you got money. You're not desperate. You're set for life. Gabe Newell's family is set for life. Their future children and their children are set for life. So he really doesn't care. So that will never happen. That's just a wet dream that Microsoft has. That will never happen. I'm sorry. And thank God it will never happen, because I like Steam like the way it is. I don't want the Microsoft to go in there and bring their woke nonsense control. You can't have these games. You can't post these games. Believe it or not, on Steam, there's porn games. They have XXX porno games. That's because Steam, it's an independent, open market. You can put whatever you want to put on Steam. That's the beauty about the Steam. It's a total democracy freedom. It's a total democracy freedom. And that's what I like about Steam. I like the idea of Steam. You can put whatever you want to put. Of course. All of the games needs to be protected, especially the ones you don't like, especially the ones that offend you. They need to be protected. That's democracy, man. That's people talk about democracy. Well, what do you think democracy is? That's the freedom of expression, right? That's what democracy is. Unless you want to live in some communist, socialist type of a country, well, there you can do that. There you are being controlled. But the whole idea of democracy is your ability to express yourself in any which way you want. Never Dead IV says, Gabe Newell fried Half-Life 3 in a bucket of chicken and ate it. We'll never get it. I don't know, man. There's been some rumors. People been talking about it. There has been some rumors. People have been talking about it. They've been saying that there's a possibility of maybe Half-Life 3 down the road with a new Half-Life engine. Whatever they call that new Half-Life engine, I don't know. Source, whatever, a new Source engine, whatever they call it. I think they might be working on it behind the closed doors, honestly. I think Gabe Newell, it's keeping it secret. Clearly, he wants to keep it secret. But I think behind the closed doors, I think he's cooking something for Half-Life 3. It has to be, dude. It has to be. Let's all play Strip Tetris. Yeah. And then I'm going to get a second strike. Thank you, Pedro. Bro, I got nailed to the cross for a digital nipple. Imagine what they're going to do to me if I play a strip Tetris. How dare you, Pedro? You want me to get banned? Is that what you want? Bro, you want me to be out on the street? Jesus. There's one thing about Steam and PC. I guess we can say it has over consoles, as if game sucks, we just mod it. Well, look, me and Cameron talked about the PC. Never Dead IV. Yes, PC has its advantages. Clearly, there's a variety of things you can do on PC, like me streaming right now, using OBS, doing many different things, creating music, editing videos, right? Creating stuff, right? You can do a lot of things on a PC. Create photos, create videos. You can play a variety of different games through a variety of different VR headsets. You know, there's different mods you can do. There's no question, personal computer, it's a personal computer. And it's meant to be a personal computer. Now, personal computer gaming clearly has a lot of advantages as well. But there's also disadvantages. One of the disadvantages of personal computer gaming is tweaking. Like this game, it's tweaked on the console, on the Xbox. I know it's a dynamic 4K 30, but it's tweaked. It's working. On a PC, it's a different ball game. On a PC, you'll have issues. Look at Dr. Disrespect. It happened again. Dr. Disrespect wanted to play Hellblade 2 on a PC, and unfortunately, well, let me show you what happened. I mean, let me just. How about I just show it to you? Doctor will not mind that I'm showing this to you. It's better if I show it to you instead of just me blabbing about it, you know. There it is.
Welcome to a very
So this is Dr. Disrespect trying to play Hellblade 2 on PC. I'll show you in a minute. What do I think will happen with the developers of Hellblade and Microsoft now that the game is out? You think expectations are too high for games to be super profitable nowadays? That's an interesting question, because I think Hellblade 2 is going to do just fine. It's got good scores, and I think a lot of people will try it because it's on Game Pass. And even if people don't want to join the Game Pass, they're still going to maybe think about buying it because it's only $50. It's a AAA game, Cameron, and it's only $49.99 versus other games they're $69.99. And it's a $50 for a reason, because it's a short experience. It doesn't have a multiplayer, and I think developers understand, hey, we're not making this game to appease to commercially to everybody. We're sharing our own story of this Senua. We're continuing the story of Senua, just with the better enhanced graphics, and we're progressing throughout the story. However, it just so happened to be exclusive this time around on the Xbox. But I think they're going to do just fine. I think they're going to do okay. So this is Dr. Disrespect trying to play the game on the PC.
special, exclusive, high-end, non-negotiable Turbo Tuesday stream. Hellblade II, Senya Saga. And does it like, hey, John, dude, you gotta hop on this bad boy, man. I don't know. I don't. That's all I wanted to say. Who's John? I don't know. All I know is my capture card on my monitor's not behaving. Elden Ring DLC trailer. Oh, shit, let me... No, sit the fuck down. Sit down, Alex. Sit down. Stay right there. I'm gonna fucking handle this real quick. Stay right there, though. How does this shit fuck... How does it happen? I have no screen. I told you I'd fix it, man. Everything's functioning now.
Everything's functioning now. Functioning now.
Let's jump into Hellblade II. Senua's Saga.
What will I become?
This shit is too hilarious. This is why you need consoles. Dr. Disrespect. I told you many times, you need a console, bro. I know he loves his PC. It's the most expensive PC. But no, this is exactly what me and Cameron were saying. And no disrespect to PC guys. Yeah, he's a millionaire. He's got money. He's fully loaded. But he's got the most expensive PC on the planet. And here he is with the most expensive PC on the planet. He's having a difficult time running this game. He was having a difficult time running Alan Wake 2. Difficult time running a Dragon's Dogma 2. At this fall, you have to pick between a new video card or a PlayStation 5 Pro. Which one you getting? Oh, you know, PlayStation 5 Pro, dude. PlayStation 5 Pro, and then play the enhanced version of Stellar Blade. Enhanced version of Stellar Blade on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Of course, man. Of course, PlayStation 5 Pro. And of course, I'll get the refresh. I'll get the Xbox refresh, PS5 Pro, and refresh. To refresh the Hellblade 2 saga. Anyway, this is funny. Oh, check this out.
Try to relegate Android, just make sure, but just minimize it because it gets stolen. I'll just drag it over here onto this monitor because we'll just leave it there. We won't press OK. Just leave it there. It's still open right here, but I'll just put it over here. Put it over here.
Check this out.
We finally made it. And yes, the window prompt is still over here, but if we don't press OK, and I figured this out on my own, by the way. Not you.
Hey, doctor, if you click on this setting and look at Windows displays and then press that.
We don't need to do that. All you do is you can fucking ignore it, and you drag the window over to the other monitor, and you just continue on. And that's it.
Oh my God.
Oh shit! Do I need like a driver update, you think? NVIDIA drivers, obviously. What's the best? Wait a minute, there's a 4090D? What is that? What Windows is?
What will I become?
Files. How do I verify? I literally. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Hellblade II. My first looted item. A mirror.
It froze again while he was eating. Oh, he was playing the.
Champs, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you tomorrow.
No, he was playing the Epic Store version. He was playing the Epic Store version, dude, and it's hilarious. Oh my god. He was playing the Epic Store version, but the whole point of this is really like, look, I have a PC. Sure, I play video games on PC as well, but man, I gotta tell you, when it comes to PC, I mean, look at Dragon's Dogma 2. What a disaster that is. And I paid for that game. I paid for it. Total disaster. The Immortals, total disaster on a PC. The Jedi Survivor, total disaster on the PC. Man, disaster after disaster. PC to me is just like too much tweaking, you know. There's too much time and effort I have to put into it to tweak it. With consoles, you know, regardless of how you feel about either of these consoles, with consoles, these games are tailor-made, right? They're specifically tailor-made to work for the console, right? So that's the advantage that the console has. This is what me and Cameron were talking about. When you purchase a game on a console, it's tailor-made. It is designed to work perfectly on that console versus the PC version. Well, Dragon's Dogma 2, for example, runs great on a PlayStation. It's just I can't still rent it. I can't find it. People are still renting that Dragon's Dogma. They're not returning the game. Cameron, they're not returning the game. I can't get it. I want to play Dragon's Dogma 2 on PlayStation 5, but they're not returning it. They're still playing it. So, look, I'm on a PC. I am, but I'll gotta be honest. I mean, PC is it's a lot of tweaking. It's a lot of tweaking, man. You know, I mean, look, there are benefits of PC gaming, sure, but you have to be prepared. Never Dead IV. You gotta be prepared to accept the fact that you're gonna be tweaking. You're gonna be doing a lot of tweaking, and that's what you're gonna be doing. You kind of have to be, okay with that. You know what I mean? And some people, they might be okay with that. They might have nerves for that. But some people will not have time or nerves to be tweaking constantly, you know. It's just a matter of perspective and are you comfortable with tweaking and fixing versus... Me, I like to click and play right away, man. You know, I like to just jump in and, you know what I mean? Just let me play, bro. Let me kick back, relax, let me play, right? Although there's some benefits the PC has, like simulators, like certain simulators. Well, Microsoft Flight Simulator on the PC, it's a must-have, of course. To put the VR headset on, like you feel like a real pilot. To play these racing games like iRacing on a PC, of course, it's a next level. But you know, I mean, you have to be ready to tweak. Let me see. And let me read this. Click and play right away. That's correct. Click and play right away on the console. And pretty soon, the cloud. You know, I think the cloud's gonna happen. Honestly, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear this. A lot of people, like, I'm not saying cloud will happen right away, but eventually cloud's gonna become a reality. Unfortunately, where it's gonna be to the point where all you're gonna do is pay for subscription, and you'll be able to pick and choose subscription, right? Would you like PlayStation subscription on your television? And I kind of like that. But what I don't like about the cloud is you don't own any games, right? You know, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid there won't be any digital stuff, and everything's gonna be on the cloud. When that happens, then that's gonna suck. Because, you know, you want to make sure that you have your games on digital as well. for lower latency and all that. But there will be a time where the latency and the servers and the internet's going to be so good that there simply won't be any need for downloads. There simply won't be any need for having a 20 terabyte SSD or 50 terabyte SSD. You'll simply I think you might have that option, but it's going to be super expensive. I think really it's going to come down to everything on a cloud. It's all going to be on the cloud, man. You know what I mean? It's inevitable, man. It's inevitable, guys. It's going to happen. You know. No one believed me when I worked for Blockbuster, and after I quit Blockbuster, after I left Blockbuster Video Store, I told everybody, man, watch out for Netflix. Watch out for Netflix. Watch out for Netflix. And guess what happened? You know, it's like a common sense. Sometimes you just gotta use a common sense. You know, you look at it logistically and say, okay, this is a trajectory. This is where we're going, man. This is inevitable, right? Let's see what you guys are saying. And it's not just going to the game settings on the PC. You got to go in the edit, any files, and downloading unofficial patches and to download some CPU. Yes, that's correct. There's a lot of things you got to do. True. Then you got to hope your HD audio isn't going to stutter your games. Sometimes you have to go to BIOS. Remember, you were telling me I need to go to my BIOS mode before you start the computer, right? You gotta go press the escape, go to the BIOS system. You gotta also tweak things there too as well on your BIOS. You have to get the latest drivers for the BIOS system. There's a lot of stuff you gotta do on PC. Swa says I could never go back to consoles. 30 FPS and even 60 FPS. It's not acceptable to me. I want game below 120 FPS. Man, I totally understand that. You know. That's cool that you have standards like that. You know, you just want to be, I think you're like Dr. Disrespect. You want to play on the best. And if you have a PC and you can tweak things out and you can make, but see, here's the swap. I see what you're saying. Okay. And I agree with you. Believe me, I want performance as well. I'm not against the performance, but here's the double-edged sword. Here's the flip side, Swa, to that coin. The flip side to that coin is developers. It's difficult for developers to know what type of rig do you have. Do you have NVIDIA with Intel, or do you have AMD with NVIDIA, or do you have AMD GPU with Intel, or do you have NVIDIA GPU with AMD CPU? And what type of motherboard are you using? A thermal take cooling, liquid cooling? Are you just using air cooling? So they don't really know what type of rig you have and how that rig is customized. What type of Windows 10, Windows 11, what are you using, etc., etc. There's so when developers are making it well, Capcom, great example. Dragon's Dogma 2. I have it on the PC. Dragon's Dogma 2. It's a perfect example. Dragon's Dogma 2. Capcom really doesn't know. It's hard for them to know what type of rig do you have. And that's why there's so many issues that people have playing Dragon's Dogma 2 versus the console. On the console, it runs better. If you play it on the PlayStation, the PlayStation 5 version runs just fine. I know it's a 30 FPS, but it's a steady 30 FPS, no issues, no problems, everything's smooth. Guess what? You can enjoy Dragon's Dogma 2 much better on a console. So that's the drawback. That's like the contrast, in my opinion. And I think this is what me and Cameron were actually talking about. That's one of the major difference, I think, between the PCs and the consoles is on a console, everything is tailor made for that game to work the best that it can work for that hardware that it has built inside. But I also see your point. You want 120 FPS. I guess it's all a matter of perspective, honestly. If you're okay, if you're used to tweaking things out, as long as you're okay with it. Here's my thing, Swa. As long as you're comfortable tweaking and working around it, modding it, if you're okay with doing all that stuff, man, bro, you're all set with PC. You're pretty much all set. But there's people like me and others, I just don't have a patience. You know how I blow up so easily, man. I lose my shit. I lose my cool. Imagine the kind of shit I lose, like if I have to like tweak something and it's not working and I'm tweaking it for days and days and I'm wasting every day trying to get this damn game to work and I paid for it, right? For me, that's not for me. To me, that's like I just wasted all this money building this PC. I wasted $3,000 and here I am. What am I getting in return? It's not bad enough I paid $3,000 for this rig and now I have to do some free labor and try to fix it, try to work it, just so I can play a game that I could play on a console like that. So I see your point, but I also see the flip side to that coin. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Swaz says, if you have a high-end PC, that's not an issue. High-end hardware can brute force past bad optimizations most of the time. I was lucky enough to win a 4090 last year. Well, Swaz, well, did you just see what I showed you? I mean, you just saw Dr. Disrespect with the most expensive PC on the planet, and he's having issues. I don't agree with that statement, but I respect your opinion, Swaz, but I don't agree. Maybe you got lucky. See, that's what I'm saying. Maybe you, but depending on your parts, what type of rig. See, that's what I was trying to tell you, Swa. Depends on the kind of rig you have. Some people have different type of rig. Maybe they're gonna have a 4090 with an AMD, or maybe they're gonna have a AMD GPU with an Intel, or maybe they're gonna have a rig that has a different type of a motherboard. Not a sophisticated motherboard, maybe let's say Asus ROG or MSI, right? So it really depends, man. That's the tricky thing about the PC swap. I see what you're saying. Yes, 4090 is very powerful. It's the most powerful GPU on the planet, and it should run Hellblade 2 with no problems. But the problem is the developers don't know what type of rig do you have. It's not just your GPU. It's also your GPU communicating with your motherboard, and your motherboard communicating with your CPU, and how many threads your CPU has, and what type of a memory bus speed, and what type of memory are you using, and who's the manufacturer of the motherboard, and who's the manufacturer of that memory bus speed, right? And what type of Windows do you have? What type of BIOS system did you update your BIOS system? So there's so many, man. I've been in this PC business, man. It's a treacherous, and this is my again my opinion. PC is a treacherous, unforgiving experience, man. I've been there, bro. Trust me. You're talking to a guy. My very first PC was IBM in 1990, and before that, I had computers like Spectrum ZX Sinclair. In 1984, and then I had Commodore 64 in 1986, and then 1987 I had Amiga 500. So I'm very familiar with the whole PC thing. I mean, my brother's a programmer. He's like a Bill Gates of computers, dude. I learned a lot of stuff from him. But I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But I also want you to understand there's a flip side to that coin. The Never Dead IV says, oh, then you gotta go into rig edit and turn off all that crap and that's list and hiding from the task menu. I've seen cases where people with less powerful hardware run some stuff better than me. You know what? OG, he was here yesterday. OG, even though, I went too hard on the guy, and I apologize, man. I shouldn't have gone too hard on you, bro. But you gotta remember, man, I was really pissed off yesterday. Okay? But anyway, OG, Majestic said that I guess his brother had an old GPU. I think it was 1080 or something, or 1070. NVIDIA 1070, GeForce 1070, with a i5 processor or something, like a 7th generation or something like that. And he says that he was able to run like Battlefield, Call of Duty, all these other games, man, at ease, no issues, no problem. He was able to run Cyberpunk at a decent 40 frames per second. He was able to run these new modern games. I'm sorry. He said this old GPU and old 7th generation i5 processor with less cores, like 4 cores, and I mean they only have 4 cores, but I mean less threads. They all have 4 cores, but less threads, lesser threads, lesser megahertz speed and all that. He said that his brother was able to run those modern games, today's modern games, on that old junk of a GPU and CPU much better than what we are running in with today's hardware. So that's interesting. SWA says, fair enough. I get what you're saying. It does require more work to ensure stability on the PC. I don't mind the work, and the way I configured mine system has been very stable for me. That's good. You see, that's exactly my point. As long as you are okay, that's why I tell people, if it's kind of like preparing you, like, all right, like, let's say you want to learn about jiu-jitsu. All right, so, okay, do you want to learn about jiu-jitsu before you put on that guillotine? All right, here's what jiu-jitsu is going to require of you. It's a very physical. It's going to be uncomfortable at times where you're not going to be able to catch your breath, and you have to tap out. Are you willing to learn? Are you prepared for this? So it's kind of like, what I'm saying is, I'm preparing people for PC. I'm simply saying is like, all right, if you want to get into a PC, you got to be prepared for this. Are you ready for this? You'll have to learn how to tweak. You'll have to have a lot of patience, and you really got to learn how to tweak a PC. And you got to be patient, and you got to be able to learn. And the patience is the virtue. If you can do all of those things, if you can learn how to tweak, how to maintenance your PC, how to keep your PC healthy, this is what Jay-Z 2 Cents was saying. If you are willing to do this, if you are okay doing this, then PC is for you. But if you don't have a patience to do all of this, if you don't have time or nerves to do all of this, then maybe PC is not for you. That's all I'm saying to people, who are trying to get into a PC. You just kind of like, you need to understand what you're getting into, right? But if you can do all of that, and you can learn how to tweak, and you can make it run great, then PC's it's a godsend, bro. There's so many games on Steam. There's so many emulators. Dude, there's so much modding you can mod. You do, oh my God, VR experiences through the roof. I mean, there's tons of stuff to do, man, on a PC, bro. Tons and tons. Never Dead IV says, Cyberpunk runs worse for me after I swapped 2070 Super out of the 4070 Super. Well, guess what? Never Dead IV. I played the Cyberpunk on the PlayStation, and I finished it, and guess what, brother? It ran like a charm. 60 FPS, bro. It ran like a charm, dude. It ran like a charm. Like a charm, dude. I played it. It was running perfectly, man. No issues, no problems. And it was great, man, to be able to run a game. You know, here's my thing, man. I don't care where I play it, as long as I can play it. That's really the way I feel when it comes to gaming. I don't care where I play it. Let me just enjoy it and play it. I don't want any disruptions. I don't want to be disrupted. Like when I'm playing something, dude, I don't want to be disrupted. I don't want any glitches. I don't want any issues, bro. I don't want to be disrupted. I want to enjoy. It's kind of like watching a movie, right? You want to watch a movie undisrupted. You don't want any disruptions. You want to enjoy the movie, right? So I feel the same way with video games. I don't want to be disrupted. Dr. Disrupt. Well, there you go. Dr. Disrupted. There you go. But let's talk about the Xbox version of Hellblade. Hellblade 2. Yes, this is a dynamic 4K. It's not a real native 4K. It's scaled 4K with some blur effect that they put around to keep that 30 FPS, right, consistent. Here's what I'm going to say. The way Xbox Series X is handling this, even though it's a 30 FPS, and let's be honest, this game really doesn't need 60 FPS because it's not that type of game. It's not like a, action-packed, like The Witcher or Ghost of Tsushima or Rise of the Ronin or Ninja Gaiden. It's not that type of a game that it requires the 60 FPS. And at 30 FPS, with all of this detail, and the fact that I haven't had one single issue, not one glitch, not one slowdown, none of this happened, and it ran perfectly. To me, that is a testament that developers from Ninja Theory, when they said that they tailor-made this to run smooth on the Xbox Series X, I think they were telling the truth. I don't think they were lying. They were really telling the truth, because this has been smooth. And my live streams are, I have to upload those live streams from the Twitch on the YouTube. I need to upload those videos so that way you guys can see the whole thing. I haven't had one single issue, not one single problem. And I think that's a big bonus to the developers for being able to tailor-made this game to run on the Xbox Series X the best. See, that's the advantage that the console has versus the PC. Developer teams of Ninja Theory, they put more effort and more emphasis on making sure that this is tailor-made for Series X and that it runs the best that it can run and be stable and not have any glitches day one on a Series X. So it's easier for developers to tailor-made a game like this to run on the Series X, or let's say PlayStation 5, than it is whenever it comes out on PlayStation 5 Pro or PlayStation 6, right? Whenever that is. We don't know what kind of exclusive deal Ninja Theory has with the Xbox. Who knows how long that's going to last, right? You might see this on PlayStation as well. So what I'm saying is, one of the advantages that developers have when it comes to creating games for consoles versus the PC, on a console they know exactly what the hardware is. They know exactly what the hardware is capable of doing, and they know exactly what the operating system is, so they can really work on that and make sure that they can squeeze the best they can squeeze to give the best possible performance that it can give for that limited console, that it has that limited power, right? Whatever the power is. But the point being is, even though it's 30 FPS, even though it's not a real native 4K, it's a call it a fake dynamic 4K. The point being is, it's running. It's not having any issues. It's not crashing. It's not glitching. While on the PC, well, you saw Dr. Disrespect. Glitches. Constantly, he's having issues. Maybe there's something with the Unreal Engine 5, I don't know. Or, because every time he plays an Unreal Engine 5 game, there seems to be an issue. Last time he played Unreal Engine 5 game, it was... what's his name? My God. Alan Wake 2. So this happened... This is not the first time this has happened to Dr. Disrespect. It also happened to him on Alan Wake 2. Maybe something with the Epic Store. I don't know. Because he's playing it from an Epic Store. I don't know why he's playing it from the Epic Store. I mean, he could have just used the Game Pass. I mean, dude. But anyway. Or maybe he doesn't have a Game Pass. I don't know. But the whole point is that on a PC, it's rolling the dice because you really don't know what you're going to get on PC. Versus the console, you know exactly what you're going to get on console. And that's the advantage that you're going to have on a console versus the PC. You know you're going to have a good experience on a piece on a console versus a PC, because on a console you already know they tailor-made this game to run perfectly on a console, versus the PC where you have to kind of roll the dice and tweak things out, right? So that's the contrast between the console and the PC, to be honest. Hey Brendan, man, good to see you, man. I'm glad that they removed that cancer from you, and sorry to hear about your uncle, man. May he rest in peace. Anyway, so how you feeling? How's your recovery process? A game like Kingmakers. Yeah, Kingmakers with so many enemies on the ground. Kingmakers needs to be nothing less than 60 FPS. That has to be a 60 FPS game. And I think it will be a 60 FPS, you know. I think developers they have in mind for that game to be 60 FPS with that many enemies and that many characters running around in the battle zone. You got to have a 60 FPS. You're sick and strong. Well, stay strong, man. You got to hang in there, man. I know what it's like, man. You got to stay strong, dude. Don't give up. Remember, never, never, ever give up. You know, I know it's tough. I know it's hard, okay? But you can't give up, man. You got to get in there and got to fight. You know? Look at Senua. She never gave up. And look what she's been through. You gotta fight, man. Okay? Jedi Survivor and Final Fantasy were good examples of how not to do 30 FPS. I know. Yeah, I got a bunch of mods. I got more than enough, honestly. Got way too many mods. If I get any more mods, man, people gonna be scared to even come in on the chat. Trust me. When Mr. Forky get the ice cream, it's all over, dude. Everybody has to stop and collaborate. Hey, there's the Maxine, bro. There's the Maxine, man. Pedro. Pedro, Maxine is here. Nah, man. They're not gonna pay me, bro. They're gonna punish me for showcasing a digital nipple. It's funny, we were talking about this yesterday. We were talking about this yesterday. Like, you see these individuals on Twitch, they're just sitting there eating and doing nothing, and they're like 35,000 people watching, man. They just sit. One guy's sitting in like some kind of a cave or something. I don't know, some kind of a basement, bat cave or whatever, with some open box and some shitty ass camera. And the guy's got like 40,000 people watching him, dude. 40,000 people. He's not doing anything. He's just sitting in some dark, like shitty ass cave or something, and he's got like 40,000 people watching him. I was like, what? Not only are they watching him, 40,000 people, but they're like donating. They're donating money. They're giving him money. I'm like, dude, like, what are you famous for, dude? I don't know what it is, man. Brendan, you know, I've been on this thing for 10 years, and I still cannot tell you, Brendan. Both me and you have been on YouTube and Twitch and all these other places. And even to this day, neither one of us really knows. We can't figure this out. I, for one, cannot figure this out. What is this all about? What the deal is, bro. Pedro doesn't know. You don't know. Never Dead IV, he doesn't know either. Nobody knows. I sure as hell don't. And I've been on this thing for 10 years, and I still don't know. I still don't get it, you know.
What are they doing?
Dude, even right now, we got people sitting on the sidelines. They're just sitting there and not saying anything. Do they even care about the video games, right? It makes you wonder, like, are these bots or are they real individuals who actually care? Like, don't you have anything to say? Like, you know, don't you want to get involved in conversation? Like, I have credibility. I mean, people say, oh, maybe he doesn't have a credibility. Dude, I've been playing video games for 45 years. I think I have more credibility than most gamers out there today. I've been on this. I've been around, dude. I've been around, man. I've been playing video games since I can learn how to walk, man. And I'm not saying this to brag about it. It's just happened to be my hobby, you know. Although I do have other hobbies I've done, you know, in my life. It's a long story. I don't have time to talk about my life and all that. But, you know, so I don't know why people are afraid to engage in conversation, dude. And then it makes you wonder, oh, welcome home, Cammy. Welcome home. I'm glad you made it safely. You know, that heat. I saw you got the new bicycle, man. You're riding that bicycle, those brand new tires, man. That's nice, man. That's dope. That is pretty dope, bro. I like it. I love riding a bicycle. You know, I have a stationary bicycle, but nonetheless, I love riding a bicycle. Mountain biking is my second hobby. Nice. That's, you know, my cousin who lives in Pennsylvania. He does a lot of mountain biking, going down the hill, up the hill, and all that. So I just don't get it. Like why people, some people, it makes you wonder. Like, do they even care about the games, right? Clearly they can see that the subject is talking about this game. Have you played it? What do you think about it? What are your feedback on it? Right? I've noticed like some people who are watching my channel, they don't even want to get engaged in like talking about it. And I said this numerous times to people. You can have your opinions. Like, I'm not against people's opinions. You can have your opinions. Opinions are yours, and you can tell them. The only thing I ask of people is to be respectful. That's it. Like, you're not going to be removed if you have an opinion. No one's like, did anybody got removed here from having an opinion? No. They can have their opinion. It's just the only thing I ask for people when they come to my channel. Be respectful. What does the respectful means? Don't be an a-hole. Don't be a douchebag. Respect everybody respectfully. You can have your opinion, but you got to do it respectfully. So as long as you can do that, man, come on in and have a conversation, people. You don't want to listen to me. You already heard what I have to say. You already heard what I have to say about this game, guys. I want to hear what you have to say. Have you played it? What do you think? Maybe my red glasses are intimidating. Here, I'll take off my red glasses. I don't want to be intimidating. Oh, there's going to be a Stellar Blade sequel, and the current game will go to PC. This is good business putting the game on multiple platforms. Well, if you really look at it, Cameron, Xbox is doing the same thing essentially, and so is the PlayStation. But it also makes you wonder in which directions the console business is going. If we're going to see a lot of these games go to PC, right? That makes you wonder about like exclusivity part, right? Are we only going to have a limited exclusivity and then putting those games on a PC? I still prefer, call me old school, but I still prefer you can only play it on that console. I don't know, there's something about that exclusivity where like I can only play the Stellar Blade only on PlayStation. Like, and I just want to play it there. Or like, how about if you can only play Hellblade only on Xbox? You can't play it on a PC. I think that's something that I admired in the past because it gave a console a validation. It gave the console a validation that there's a reason why I'm buying this console. There's a reason why I have this console, because I can only play those games here. Nintendo still has that. You see, Nintendo, it's the only OG original gangster, call it original gangster if you like, who still has that, where you can only play Zeldas on that console. Now, I know there's emulators, but emulators are like, it works, it doesn't work, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work, roll the dice, tweak this, tweak that. It's you might get a Trojan horse, you don't know what you're going to get. You might screw up your Windows. It's a double-edged sword. Emulators are double-edged swords. But you look at Nintendo still has that. Nintendo still has that core value of when you purchase our console, these exclusive games like Donkey Kong, Zelda, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Paper, Mario Tennis, all these games that we have, you can only play them. Metroid Prime, you can only play them on our device, on our brand. I kind of like that. I don't know. But I understand. I see, but that's my worry, Kemi. I think that we're going in a different direction on both PlayStation and Xbox. The business is going in a different direction now. If the game came day one on PC and console, I will never play the PC version. PC just doesn't appeal to me. I love all the small nuances that you get from a console gaming. Well, there we go. I mean, you look at this game, right? Senua Saga Hellblade 2 runs like a charm on the console versus the PC. You look at Dr. Disrespect. Dr. Disrespect, what happened? He says, all right, guys, goodbye. Make sure you subscribe and follow. I'll see you next time. He couldn't play the game, right? So there goes the live stream, right? So, of course, the consoles definitely have, in my opinion, more user-friendly access, more user-friendly accessibility, versus the PC, right? All right, Brendan, man, thank you for stopping by. Just make sure you take plenty of rest, take care of yourself, and stay strong, man. Just be active, work out, stay strong, careful what you eat and all that. Take care of yourself, man, as much as you can. And my condolences to your uncle, and sorry to hear that. Pedro says, maybe moderators. What? What are you talking about, Pedro? Riddle cages. Maybe moderators. I don't know, Pedro. You have to tell me what do you mean by that? Dracula would have had this mess figured out, LOL. I like this first beginning part of the game, because there's a lot of action on this beginning. And this is where I was like, oh my god, there's going to be a lot of action, right? And then I find out it's not going to be so much action. That's what I felt like. Okay, so it's not going to be that type of a game. There is going to be some action, but a limited combat action. And I know if they included a lot of action in this game, I think it would have appealed. It would have appealed to a lot of people. A lot of people would have jumped into this and they would say, "Oh my God, there seems to be a lot of action here. There seems to be a lot of cool action." But anyway, let's go ahead and let's play this a little bit. Let's have some fun, huh?
The dead are here. Can you hear them, Senua? They follow us, Senua. Choking, gasping, struggling. You couldn't save them, but you can save the survivors. Don't listen to the dead. Just move onwards. Find the survivors. Stop.
Please help!
So many feet.
Anyone help! Help!
There's nothing you can do.
Do you see the bodies, Senua? The sea throws them up to show you how you lost. Look at them, Senua.
I'm thinking about that. I really am, dude. I'm thinking about putting my 3090 Ti back on, because I was about to sell my 3090 Ti because I need the money. But I'm thinking about really putting it back on and testing it out just to see what I can do with a 3090 Ti. But I'm gonna wait a while. I'm gonna wait for the drivers to come back, a better drivers to be released, and then once they release better drivers, then maybe I can jump on and check it out.
Look, wait, look. Some of them, they survived. They tried to. They were wounded. They were scared.
Oh no, it's them!
But this Unreal Engine 5, dude. I mean, when you look at this, you look at the graphics on this thing, man. It's just.
Help them.
Maybe I can make myself smaller. Here we go, like here. But when you look at the graphics on this thing, man, it's just unlike unlike anything I have like seen, honestly, in a while. Like I mean I don't know. I haven't seen anything like this, like to this level of detail.
Find somewhere to hide.
Did you come here to die? Is that what you want?
Watch out! Don't let them capture you again! Are you going to let them kill you? You can't! You can't listen! Don't die now! Yes, you will! Use your rage!
Go right in the heart, dude. Holy shit.
You do not deserve to die here, Senwa. Do not die today!
The combat it's so fun and realistic, man. Like you have to hold the button to use a higher strength
Why have you killed us?
to to get the sword, to wield the sword much stronger. Like you got to do this, you got to do that. Like you constantly have to hold that button, press it. Which it makes it more realistic, honestly.
You went to another one. Just watch this happen. Call him. Let him go! Don't defeat him. Keep fighting back. Don't let them hurt you. He can read your every move. They underestimate you.
Underhing structs.
We never give up. Fighters, you are a worry. Yes, stronger. That's it. Yes. Don't let us die here. Yes, stronger. That's it. Yes. Attack him. She has to survive. You must. You have to survive for us. You made a promise. Yes. You've lost another one. Could you? All of this death is one to break. Everything you touch dies. You are cursed. It is you bringing your darkness here. You're rot.
Why did you bring your curse here?
Just like that more. Get out of the way! Escape it! Listen to us! You're supposed to escape it! Your attack was too strong. Let's get out of the way! Out of his way! This isn't working, Senna. He'll destroy you if you don't try something else.
This guy's tough.
Get out of the way! Dodge it! This attack is too strong. You need to escape it. You're stronger than you. Just like that. Again, watch out! Someone needs
Oh, the other people. Oh, I see what you mean. Only moderators here. The other people, they're sitting on the sidelines.
a boat. Go to the boat. There There are many
I know.
more souls in there. Quick! How many can she
Just
say?
hold on. I'm coming.
Are trapped? It's nothing. She has to check on the There may be others who can save it. Don't get too tricked. Let them
Marcus, welcome to the chat.
Stupid girl.
She was wrong.
You thought they were real. Did you? You don't know. She never knows. Pathetic. Idiots. Stupid.
So this is my whole point, man. I would rather play it on the Xbox than to play like on the PC and then have my game crash or have my game slow down, drop the frame. You know, I would personally enjoy it, and I'm glad that I played it on the Xbox Series X because that's where I had the best experience, honestly. And why would I want to bother with the PC version when I can just enjoy this experience here in the best possible way? I like it. I like the story. I like the visuals. What Unreal Engine 5 can do. I love the audio. The only thing I didn't like was the slow pacing and the puzzles on the chapter 4. I felt there was way too many puzzles. When you were looking in the cave for a hidden folks, I felt there was too many unnecessary puzzles on these spheres that you have to touch and orchestrate these spheres to open the path in the cave looking for the hidden folks. I didn't like that, but I like the combat. The combat's pretty cool. I'm showing the combat right now. The physics of the Unreal Engine 5, especially with the tornado, like the Chapter 5 was pretty cool with the tornado, man. That was great. When you are fighting that giant in a cave. Not the female giant, not the one with lava and the volcano, but the other one. So the combat is good, but the combat obviously it's limited. It would be nice if they would add more combat, maybe in number 3, Hellblade 3. Maybe we'll see more combat expand. Because she's now the warrior. She is the one. She is the chosen one. Now maybe in number 3, we'll see her go out there, be more active in combat. So we'll see. Oh yeah, overall, man, it's a 9.5. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. If you watch my review, which I would suggest, Marcus, go watch my video, which I have uploaded review of that video. For more details, I would suggest go watch that video. It's like 12 minutes long. You can watch that in more detail. I explain on how I really feel about this game and why I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah. But what I'm doing here is I'm looking for people to have a discussion. Like, to come on here and tell me how they feel about the game. What they like, positives, negatives, what did they like, what did they didn't like, what they wanted to see more of. You know, because I already have told everybody how I feel about the game. Everybody knows how I feel about it. I don't want this to be just me repeating the same thing over and over again, like a CD player on an A and B repeat. You know, I want to hear what you guys have to say, and that's why I said to Pedro and Cameron, I said I want to hear what you guys have to say. You know, enough about me and what I think. I think I said plenty, but I want to hear what you guys think. So that's pretty much what I'm waiting for, and surprisingly not many people are coming in other than my regulars, and my regulars I already know how they feel about this game and all that, but I'm surprised that there aren't that many people coming in to really kind of dive into it and talk about like what they think about the game. Did they play it? What did they think about it? What did they like? What they didn't like? What could have been done differently? You know, was this worth it? 6 years wait? Things like that. You know, is this going to stay exclusive on Xbox for just a little while, or is it going to come to a PlayStation? You know, conversations like that. But I don't know why people are not coming in, man. I don't know why they're not having a discussion. I really can't tell you why. I think you will enjoy it, Cameron. It's a continuation of the first game, but it's kind of like the Batman Begins. It's like the introduction. Like, okay, let's use the Dark Knight trilogy. Batman Begins. It's kind of like an introduction of the Bruce Wayne and how he became a Batman, right? So it's kind of slow paced and all that. And then the Dark Knight. That's when it really just like all out Joker's coming in, right? So this game is kind of like that for Senua's perspective. Senua's perspective, that's the way this is. It has that perspective. And one of my favorite battles is definitely this battle right here. I mean, I can take you guys to my favorite battle, which is right here. This is the battle that I really love, man. This one right here. Waking the Giant. This is my favorite, dude. This is my favorite by far. Like, strap on a seatbelt. This is one of my favorites, dude.
Bring death wherever you go. Carry it with you.
Oh, this should be a walk in the park for you. Trust me, Cameron.
Bring it to
This
everyone.
game, it'll be a walk in the park because you're an Elden Ring veteran. As an Elden Ring veteran and Ghost of Tsushima veteran, dude, this, brother, I'm telling you, this will be a walk in the park. You could actually use your dumbbell and lift the weights and use the controller to play this game. Like, it should be easy for you, bro. I'm serious. You're gonna... But you will enjoy it overall. I think you will enjoy it. You will enjoy the... You will enjoy the story. You will enjoy the cinematic experience. You will enjoy the graphics for sure. And what the Unreal Engine 5 can bring us in the future, you know. But this will be easy for you, bro. Trust me.
You can't.
This will be super easy for you, man. I know it will be easy for you because I know you're a... For people who don't know, Cameron is a Elden Ring veteran. He platinumed that thing. Last of Us, he platinumed it.
Always coming.
All the death,
Ghost of Tsushima, he's like an expert of Ghost of Tsushima,
the
like
suffering,
Right there.
professional expert on that game. I've seen his videos, man. I've seen what he's done.
He's right.
For those of you who don't know.
you
So for you, this will be super
with
easy,
your
Cameron.
darkness,
All because of you.
your curse.
Rise of the Ronin. Well, I'm gonna play it tomorrow. Rise of the Ronin, man. I definitely want to play Rise of the Ronin.
Have damned
I want to
them
finish it.
all.
I have to finish Stellar Blade. I'm debating between Rise of the Ronin and Stellar Blade, but I think I have to finish Rise of the Ronin first, Cameron. And then Stellar Blade I can finish afterwards. And tomorrow,
Wear you down. Feel it, Senua. I can feel it.
we're also gonna do a PlayStation State of PlayStation podcast. And when we do a State of PlayStation podcast tomorrow,
They will
we're
never
gonna play
leave.
Rise of the Ronin. So I want to have 2 podcasts. Actually, 3 podcasts.
Each death.
State of Xbox, State of PlayStation, and JW podcast, which is on the VR MetaQuest.
You forever.
Me and Pedro and Renee, we're working on that. That's going to be coming soon. We're going to get that established. We just need to figure out how to get the people to agree to do the podcast. It's going to be a pre-recorded podcast. That's going to be on a VR, on a Horizon World MetaQuest.
Your father was always right. Your rot, your darkness. die with them, taking over.
So Rise of the Ronin, I'm gonna jump in tomorrow for sure.
Unloved.
Part of the my first episode of State of PlayStation.
Senua! Are you hurt?
You don't deserve her help.
Don't show her. Don't let her in.
She sees us. She sees what you are thinking.
She needs you to be strong. Can you?
No.
Can you be?
No.
We need a plan.
See, Rise of the Ronin.
She doesn't have a plan.
Why does she believe in you?
I need to find out what happened to his sister,
There's the
and I'm so deep
Death after death.
because I'm anti-shogunist in Rise of the Ronin. For people who don't know, I don't want to.
You still want my help.
Well, I guess spoilers warning for people out there. You know, spoilers warning.
More than what your father thinks.
But it's not so much of a spoiler because you know the thing about the Rise of the Ronin
Take her hand.
depends on choices that you make. So everyone will have a different kind of a walkthrough depending on what choices do you make.
That
And I made
depends
some
on the
different
time.
choices in the game. Okay,
Go.
I turn out to be anti-shogunist,
She is too kind.
and my sister, whom I obviously love dearly and care about, she's a
She's brought them
pro-shogunist,
here, the
and I'm
hungry ones.
anti-shogunist. So
She made them
pro-shogunist
fight,
are the ones who are like
died.
pro-Western, bring all the
only
Western
one way
thing,
to
you know,
return.
democracy. And
Go forward.
anti-shogunist are the ones who want to keep the whole the whole
Stay with
samurai
yourself for what's
culture,
to come.
to keep the whole, you know, what you call that the word that they use, Bushido, code of Bushido, right? They want to keep the whole samurai code.
I know his name. I can draw him into the sun.
The sun never shines where Salvation walks. He brings the clouds with him.
There's a way to part the clouds.
You can join me tomorrow on
We
a
must
party
perform a
chat,
ritual to
Cameron,
honor the sun.
on the
Draw a soul
my
from
very
wherever
first
she's fled. And beg her help.
state of
Vagrima.
Yeah.
State of
Find the
PlayStation
site for the
podcast
ritual.
with Rise of the Ronin.
We will go to the cave and wake the giant with fire. Then lure him there.
He may look slow, but he moves fast.
Insider Gaming
Our
Sony
people will
days.
slow
Cool.
him
I'll
down.
check it out. Right after I finish
I will
this,
speak his name
I'm
and
gonna
hold
check
him
it out.
fast.
I'm actually gonna read it.
And bring him into the light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely should join tomorrow, man. Vincent, Xbox will never get a fair shake. I've been gaming since 2000. Game Pass subscriber gaming has never been better, in my opinion. Well, look, I mean, Xbox is an Xbox with the first Xbox console, Halo Combat Evolved, Gears. There's no question they have established themselves. But there's been a drop-off, to be honest, Vincent. In 2013, there's been a drop-off. You know, 2019, a drop-off. There's been a shift. There has been a shift, you know, shift of change. This is refreshing. What I'm saying to people is, this is refreshing. It's refreshing to see this, to see something like this, right? This is very refreshing.
You can't do this.
That's something that the Xbox really needed was this. And here, let me show you why. So let's go through this level really quick.
Varric, this way.
Well, that is probably because of the studio shutdown. You know, it's like a stock market. You know, when there's a war going on or something, the stock market goes down. And then when there's no war going on, no tension between Iran or U.S. or Russia and U.S. or whatever, like the stock goes up. So I think that's just like a natural occurrence. I don't think that's really going to have much of a difference, to be honest with you. Cameron, Xbox is here to stay. The brand isn't going anywhere, you know. Just like PlayStation's not going anywhere. I know it's some people, they want to talk gloom and doom about the Xbox. I get that. I understand that. But Xbox is here to stay. I mean, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. They're not going to go anywhere. Just like Google is not going anywhere. Just like Amazon's not going anywhere. Just like, fill in the blanks company out there is not going to go anywhere. Game Pass is going to be here, some shape or form. Subscription service for Xbox, whatever you call it, it's going to be here in some shape or form. Right now, they're having difficult time. It hasn't been a good first 4 months, but I think that will change. That might change with this game. That might change with the Indiana Jones and Microsoft Flight Simulator Revisited 2024 with the new additions that they might add on the Microsoft Flight Simulator. The release of the Xbox refresh, they might have, a little spike. But surely them closing down these studios didn't help, of course. Shutting down those studios, not letting everybody know why they shut down those studios. What was the reason for shutting down those studios? Clearly, it's not going to help them. And maybe that's why you see the drop-off. For the same reason with the Stellar Blade. Remember when Sony decided to censor this game, everybody started, canceling their PlayStation Plus, right? But once they started bringing the censorship, not an issue, and they said there won't be any censorship, then everybody kind of came back. So I think these are like these are normal things, man. It's just like business, man. I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't read what I'm trying to say, Cameron. I wouldn't read too much into that. And I know where it's coming from. I know it's from the Xbox, but it's just an information that is giving you information based on that current situation. That situation can change, right? So, but I wouldn't read too much into that, honestly. That's my opinion on that.
Joey.
Come this way.
Why, are you driving somewhere far?
Death is coming. You know what you have to do.
Can you smell their fear?
He's here. Death is coming.
Look at the bones.
Death is coming.
Look at the bones. That's going to be you. That's going to be
What makes you think you stay down?
This is probably the best part of the game, honestly, because it really showcases what Unreal Engine 5 can do. That's why I'm showing you this, because this part right here really shows you, and you'll see in a moment, what Unreal Engine 5 can really do. In terms of physics, not just the graphics, but in terms of physics, like the realistic physics and all that.
Get ready.
Man, you gotta get some sleep, man. If you don't get a sleep, man, you're not gonna be able to function, dude. It's just you're just decreasing your health. You're decreasing your lifespan. You gotta sleep, man. You gotta get that sleep. You gotta get that beauty sleep, man. day, Steven. You always come in with the same exact level. There is no state of play. That's just the name that I gave. No. No, that's the name of my podcast. I don't know when the next Xbox event is. I think it's in June, but I don't know exactly what date. But I think it's in June. Yeah, I think in June. Basically, what this is just the name that I use. State of Xbox. State of PlayStation, you know. I want to have different podcasts where I can talk about Xbox and PlayStation, you know. I need something like to talk about, you know. I need a subject, and I thought it would be a good idea to talk about the Xbox and talk about the PlayStation and have two separate podcasts, one for the Xbox, one for the PlayStation. But the problem is, you know, people are not engaging, dude. People are not coming in to talk about, other than my regulars, you know, my regulars whom I know, of course, but you know, I find it so ridiculous. Like, are these individuals even a gamers? Like, if you're not going to join in the conversation, then are you really a gamer then? Right? Well, I don't know how many people are here. I can't really see right now at the moment, but regardless, you know, I find it very interesting that people don't want to engage in conversation. Like, how do you feel about this game? Do you find this these graphics and physics realistic, or did you like what you like, what you don't like, what you didn't like?
Find him.
You know, is this going to be on a PlayStation coming, you know, 2 years from now? Is this going to be Hellblade 3 not exclusive for Xbox, or was just the this one-time deal they did for the Xbox Series X? Like, conversations, man, you know. But I find it so strange that they don't want to engage. So what do they want to talk about? That's my question to people who are sitting here. What do you want to talk about? How about this weather? Like what? I'm not going to talk about politics because that's going to get me banned. I can't talk about, you know, politics and sensitive issues. I can't talk about that. I can only talk about the games. Tomorrow, I don't know. Sometime tomorrow, probably around this time, you know, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock. In the afternoon, sometimes in the afternoon for sure. Around this time. Yeah. That's her in real life, bro. They scanned her face. She actually exists. I think she's from Norway. She's Norwegian. She actually exists. I forgot her real name, but I can show her real face if you want after this. I can show you her talking about psychology and psychosis. This problem that people have with psychosis and schizophrenia and things like that. I can show you how she looks.
Saegir, I can help you.
Oh yeah, she's hot, man. She's blonde. She has a blonde hair, but she's hot. Come on, come on. I'm so perfected at this level, dude. I know exactly. I can time it when the waves are coming. I can also time the tornado when tornadoes start dropping all the particles and shit. Almost there. Come on. This is what I meant with the Unreal Engine 5 physics. They act like a real time, like a real life. When the stuff drops down on the particles, as if it would have done in real life. Let's see right there. Alright, let's stop screwing around. Jesus. Come on. yeah, that was one of the first things that I said to people when I first started playing this game. And even in my review, I mentioned that. I said it's not just the visuals; it's the graphics and audio, man. Both are truly amazing. The graphics and audio in this game, man, it's a feast for your eyes and feast for your ears, man. Especially with a 3D spatial audio. Oh my god.
You don't want to hurt them again.
I think what Hellblade has achieved, Cameron, is with a sequel. I think they showcased to us, all right, this is what you can expect to see more, and even more photorealistic and even more advanced in the future with Unreal Engine 5, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4 Unreal Engine 5. This is just a little taste, a little glimpse into what you can expect to see with the artificial intelligence, advanced computer-generated graphics and physics. This is just the beginning. Wait till Grand Theft Auto 6, man. That's gonna be insane. Especially for a guy like me who lives down here in Miami in South Florida. Like, holy shit, I know that neighborhood. Oh my god, I know that place. And it's gonna look so photorealistic, right? And you're gonna say, oh my god, man. I think we're almost there. I think photorealism, it's here, man. That's it. I think next few years, that'll be the standard. Like, photorealism is gonna be like a new standard. The scary part is with the help of AI, advanced AI, computer-generated animated graphics, we're gonna get to the point where even to this day, man, even right now, did you see what the advanced AI is doing? Creating videos, and you can't tell a difference if it's real or if it's fake. So there's gonna be a line's gonna be blurred between people are not gonna know what's real, what's not, what's fake, what's real, and that's not good. It's not good because, you know, the enemies could use that as a propaganda tool, right? Enemies could use AI as a propaganda tool to make you believe that something happened when something actually didn't happen. I mean, Scarlett Johansson is already suing for this one company. They used her voice from the movie Her. You know that movie Her with what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix. She already wants to sue this company that used the AI voice as her voice, and it's exactly like hers. Like, sounds exactly like hers. It's hers. That's like if somebody synchronizes your voice. I'll forget the voice. How about this? They take your image, Cameron, of how you look and everything, and they synchronize your voice, and then they make some video of you like running around naked in the subway. But it's not really you running around naked in the subway, but it's the computer generated video that was created by AI as you running around naked in a subway, hypothetically speaking. So it's scary. You know, I'm not a huge fan of AI. Yes, this is all exciting, that technology is moving forward and that we can have all of this. It's all fine and dandy, but it's also scary, dude. It's also scary because it could be used for the wrong purposes. Like any technology, it could be used for good purposes, but it can also be used for wrong purposes. That's the thin line when it comes to technology, right? And I think that's the cautionary tale about the artificial intelligence. I know. It's, yeah. It's crazy though. It's crazy, dude. It's We're living in some freaky times, man. Some very freaky times. Hold on. These are some freaky, freaky times.
I can't find the light. I don't. This grace.
Oh, this thing also has a photo mode. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if I showed you this. It has a pretty cool photo mode which you can use. You can change the ratio. You can like mess around with the photo mode. You could use a different types of filters, effects. You can adjust the visibility, focus. You can also adjust a field of view, put a different lights, selected lights. You can put a light 1 and you could have the light go around her like this. Hold on. Like that. You can choose where the light's going to be. Right here, right? You can put it right here, right there. You can adjust the light. You can use the different lights, but you can also choose a field of view, which would be right over here, like that. You can also choose the movement of the speed, how fast you want it. So pretty cool stuff. Look at this. Yeah, it's gonna get to the point where, honestly, it's gonna get to the point where you're gonna have a hard time telling a difference, right? You know that old saying, what the eyes see, the ears hear, the mind believes, right? What the eyes see, ears hear, the mind believes. That's the biggest trickery of all time, right? And people like to watch television. They like to be glued into their phones and the social media and YouTube, right? They're constantly watching, right? So what the eyes see and the ears hear, the mind believes. And this is why it's going to be very easy to manipulate the masses. It's going to be very easy to manipulate people into believing, right? Especially if you're an old geezer, right? If you're somebody who's in their 70s, mid 70s, or like just turned 80 or mid 80s, it's going to be easy to manipulate like those old people, man. And again, that's the negative side of technology. Technology can be weaponized for good things, but it can also be weaponized for bad things. Once the criminals and enemies take the once they get a hold of this technology. That's why technology, it's kind of like a forbidden fruit. Should you put it out there? Should you not put it out there? Right? Because enemies will use it for their benefits, for their agendas. But we got to make sure that the enemies don't get it and they don't use it for their agendas. Criminals, of course. Criminals are always looking for a new technology. Ask any law enforcement, ask any federal agent, FBI, right? They'll tell you, or ATF, alcohol, tobacco, firearm, ATF agents, U.S. Marshals. They'll tell you that the criminals are always looking how to advance themselves, right? They work with hackers, programmers. They're always looking how to advance themselves, to use technology to do what they want to do, right? So with technology, it's a very thin line. Could be used for the good, but it can also be used for the bad. This is what Nikola Tesla was warning us about. You know, when he talked about all the horrors that you will see in the future will come from the mankind. What he meant by that, all the horrors that you will see in the future will come from the mankind. What he meant to say by that is that we as mankind will create the atomic bomb, and we're going to use the atomic bomb, and then everybody else will start making atomic bombs, nuclear bombs, hydrogen bombs, and now we're in the brink of a nuclear war. God forbid it ever happens, but it could easily happen. You know, and he warned us. Nikola Tesla knew what's possible. Einstein knew what's possible. And of course, if you watch the Oppenheimer, Robert J. Oppenheimer, clearly they knew what's possible. Russia knew what's possible. Germans knew what's possible. It was just a matter of who gets there first, right? Who gets that technology first? It was the race for technology. So now it's a race for artificial intelligence. And let me tell you, man, China is... Watch out for China, dude. They're beating us, bro. Their technology, their advanced technology, they're definitely kicking our asses. We got to watch out for China, dude. China technology, it's advancing. Russia technology also is advancing. Our enemies are advancing their technologies while we are falling behind, dude. That's not good, bro. That's not good. So what happens in the future? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future. All I know is that technology is going to advance. Are we going to be in some kind of a post-Terminator, Skynet type of a world? I don't know. That's a good question. That's anyone's guess. What happens? That's the giga-trillion-dollar question. What happens? Where do we go from here? Right? But one thing for sure that we all know, technology is advancing at a much higher rate and a much higher pace than ever before, man. It's pacing in such fast numbers. Each month, man, we're learning something new. Every 6 months, it's advancing at a higher pace, at a higher rate. And imagine 5 years from now. Forget 10 years. People who say decade. Let's shorten the decade to 5 years. By 2030, imagine where we're going to be by 2030 in terms of technology. Think about that. Think about that. Soon NASA will have AI robots piloting landing spaceships. They already have drones and airplanes that can operate without a pilot. Space Force, Air Force. Well, there's Space Force as well. It's a new department in the Air Force. They said they have that. So you remember that movie Stealth? It came out in 2005. Remember the movie Stealth? That Ed Stealth jet fighter with Jessica Biel and Jamie Foxx. Yeah. Well, guess what? That's a reality now. It wasn't that long ago, 2005, when that movie was released. Right? Took what? 18 years? 19 years? Well, here we are, 19 years later. There's already a prototype, a stealth prototype that he can do that. I don't know if they're going to feature that in Top Gun Maverick. Maybe that's what the Top Gun Maverick 3, Top Gun 3, I heard some rumors they might do that in Top Gun 3. Our enemy now is the artificial intelligence controlling the jet fighters. And you won't have to be reliable on some reckless, cocky Captain Mitchell, whatever, cocky Tom Cruise Maverick guy. going in there pulling these ridiculous stunts. Well, you got artificial intelligence. You can calculate much more efficiently than Tom Cruise. You can maneuver much more efficiently than Tom Cruise. And Top Gun 3, it's going to be AI versus Top Gun Maverick. That's what I heard the script's going to be about. That's what I heard that they're working on a Top Gun 3. That's just a rumor I heard. That's where it's going to be. But you know what's scary about that? It's not just a movie. Just like the Stealth. Yes, you look at it as a sci-fi movie back then, but now it's not a sci-fi movie. Now it's possible. So I don't even consider Stealth as a sci-fi movie. I consider Stealth as a reality. Because we already have AI. Call it Ed, call it whatever you want to call it. That's going to be able to operate these crafts. You won't have to hire any pilots to do the job. And it's going to happen. We're going to send these artificial intelligent. The only problem with that is we can't afford to have these AI unmanned jet fighters be shut down. We're still going to have some pilots to protect it, to retrieve it. That means if one of them gets shut down, we have to retrieve it immediately. We can't let the enemy get a hold of that sensitive technology. So that's another problem. So there's another issue with that. I was watching some YouTube videos from Space Force and the United States Air Force and Lockheed Martin, right? Especially Lockheed Martin, and they talk about this. And they said that's the biggest fear is, all right, so we send this highly technologically advanced stealth fighter that can go up to the outer space, go to any altitude, do some crazy 10, 20, 30, 40 Gs maneuvers, right? This artificial intelligence jet fighter. But what if it gets shut down by a supersonic missile? Russia has a supersonic missiles. They can shut it down. China has supersonic missiles. They can shut it down. And you don't think China is going to sell those missiles to Iran so they don't have it? Of course, they will sell it to whoever. They'll sell it to all of their allies to fight the West. So that's another fear. Like, can we send this hundreds of billions of dollars, highly technologically advanced artificial intelligence, unmanned jet fighter to go out there and do some covert mission or something? Can we afford to send it out there? What if it glitched? There's a glitch and it crashes. Forget about being shut down, right? The chances of it being shut down is going to be very slim. It's going to be very slim because the radar detection and all that's going to be top notch. But what if there's a glitch, not communicating with a satellite, having some issues with a satellite? So it's a double-edged sword. But the whole point I'm making is this. Technology, it's advancing at such a high pace and speed that it will only advance. It will only advance. And imagine what you're going to see by 2035, by 2040, by 2050. Imagine the kind of world you're going to be in by 2050. 2050. Right? If I'm still alive, that is. If I make it till 2050. How old am I going to be 2050? I think I'm not going to be alive, dude. 2050. I'm done. It's over. If I get to live like Clint Eastwood. Hi, it's me, Ed, Mr. 4K. You guys remember me? I used to make those videos a long time ago. Now I have an artificial intelligence that's gonna look like me, act like me. He's gonna replace me on YouTube. I will use him and he's gonna continue. I'm preparing my affairs in order. I'm about to die soon. So, meet Ed 209 at 209, please. Step in. Come on, give me an Oscar, dude. Where's my Oscar? I want the damn Oscar, man. Here, this is my Oscar right here. Bing bong. My bing bong chips. Where's my Oscar, man? Yeah, that was a dude. That was the performance of a lifetime, dude. Come on, man. Jesus Christ. Where's my Oscar? The only thing is what happens if AI learns and understands it is superior to every human. You know what, Cameron? James Cameron, director, obviously, famous director James Cameron, Terminator, Terminator 2, Aliens, The Abyss. He actually warned us about this. He says, the only thing is what happens if AI learns and understands it is superior to every human, right? AI has the word intelligence in it. So imagine if they realize they don't need us to survive or reproduce. You said it. Well, James Cameron said it as well, but also you, Cammy, you said it. You said it second. It's true. It's true. And it's scary, man. It really is. How are you going to stop it? You can't stop it. It reads your every move. It reads your every move. It is highly intelligent. It can control all the nuclear codes, nuclear weapons. It can destroy all of us. It doesn't need the food. It doesn't need the water. All it needs is the energy. And it's going to protect the energy, whatever the source energy is coming from, at all costs. And it's going to wipe us all out. So what are you going to do? Nothing you can do. I mean, there's going to be some resistance, like in the Terminator movie, John Connor resistance, right? Like in the Skynet. So Skynet's taking over, and then they're going to create these Terminators like Arnold. They come back to the future, they come back to the past in the clear vision to protect the John Connor. So yeah, that, it's a possibility. I mean, Terminator, it's like, when you really think about it, Terminator is like I know it's a sci-fi and all that, it's a fantasy, but man, when you really start thinking about it now, it's not so much a fantasy. Minus the time travel. Like time travel, okay, you can scratch that. Time travel, I don't know about the time travel. That's, the jury's still out on the time travel, man. The jury's still out on that one. All right, I need more concrete proof. I'm sorry. I need more concrete proof. However, I'm not ruling out time travel either, right? I talked about Al Bielek, but I need more concrete evidence, right? But what I do know is this: artificial intelligence is here. Terminator scenario, it's highly likely than unlikely. So it's scary times. Yes, it's also, listen, I don't want to be, I'm not a gloom and doom guy. I hate doing that shit. What I'm saying is this: it's exciting times with all this new technology, with the graphics and all the stuff that's possible, right? It's exciting at the same time, but also it's scary at the same time. It's both exciting and scary. Exciting and scary. Kind of like a positive and negative, right? But you need positive and negative to start the car, to start the battery. You need positive and negative to start the energy. You need positive and negative. You need a light to see in the dark, and the dark needs the light so you can see in the dark. So like one needs the other, right? Did you ever think about that? How the darkness needs the light, and light sometimes needs the darkness to rest and hide its light and then come back in the morning again. And this is a philosophy, but if you really think about this philosophy, it makes you think. Positive and negative. You're always going to need positive and negative. Nikola Tesla knew this. Nikola Tesla was one of the greatest inventors of all time, man. Next to the Einstein, of course. But the guy was very smart, man. Highly intelligent, smart individual. And think about this stuff. Think about it. And well, on that note, I think it's time for me to go and eat something. Gotta go eat my dinner. Sadly, nobody came in on a podcast. I mean, what I mean, nobody came in. I mean, I was expecting more people. Honestly, I know my regulars like Cameron, Pedro, Steven, Jose, Brendan, Never Dead Ivy, you know. But I'm surprised that we didn't get more people, man, to come in and have a conversation, you know. I'm just like a little bit disappointed, you know. And they all say that they want to, you know what's funny? When I'm playing, here's a funny thing, Cameron. And this is funny. When I'm playing a video game, right? When I'm doing a live stream, they all want to ask me a million questions. They all want to get in conversation. But when I'm doing a podcast, nobody, they don't want to talk. They don't want to say nothing. I just don't get that. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, this was specifically designed, this live stream was to have a conversation, to have a podcast, to talk about this game. How do you feel about this game? What did you not like? Did you feel the pacing of this game was too slow? Did you feel there was too many puzzles, unnecessary puzzles in this game, and they shouldn't have been? Did you feel the game was too short? Those are the negatives. Now tell me the positives, right? What did you like? What you didn't like? Give me a positive, give me a negative. Talk about how do you feel about this game? What do you think? Is it going to be only exclusive for 1 year and then Ninja Theory is going to break the contract? Or the contract will expire by the end of this year and Ninja Theory is going to be available on PlayStation 5. And then Hellblade 3 will be available on the PlayStation 5, 6. I mean PlayStation 6. What I'm saying, PlayStation 5, 6. PlayStation 6 will be, that's I think how long it's going to take for Hellblade 3, PlayStation 6. Like, these are the questions I wanted to ask. Like, you know what I mean? What do you think? Like, when me and Cameron, when we're having conversation, we want to like engage in conversations, right? What do you think about the PlayStation 6? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? They said this, they said that. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? You know, we respect everyone's opinions. You can have your opinions. No one's going to be, you know, getting mad that you have an opinion. It's just we ask that you are respectful. That's it. You can have a conversation. Come in. Don't be like terrified or intimidated by all the blue wrenches of all the moderators, right? You can have an opinion. You know, you can say what you want to say as long as you're being respectful. That's the key, respectful, right? So I'm kind of disappointed that people didn't jump in to talk, you know. Maybe tomorrow on a PlayStation, on a State of PlayStation podcast, maybe tomorrow on a State of PlayStation, I think we might see more people chime in, and we'll see what they're going to talk about. I have to look at that news. I might bring it up tomorrow. On the play, I want to save it for PlayStation, State of PlayStation podcast tomorrow, Cameron, about the good deals that we got. There was a link that you sent to me over here. There it is, Insider Gaming. This link, I'm gonna save it for tomorrow so we can talk about it. Because I want to save it specifically for State of PlayStation podcast episode 1. Hopefully tomorrow on episode 1, guys, come in for State of PlayStation and have a conversation, you know. Sony Days of Play event coming end of May to 2024. All right, and I'll read this. We'll talk about this tomorrow. I think so. When we're on a microphone, I think people will engage. Oh, they're going on sale soon for the summer. Maybe I should get the 1 year one. The 1 year PlayStation Plus. I want to get a 1-year PlayStation Plus instead of paying a monthly every month. I want to get a 1-year deal. May 29th. Well, that's on Thursday, right? No, that's Wednesday. Days of Play, it's on Wednesday, May 29th. Starts on Wednesday and it ends on June 12th. So that's plenty of time, dude. We got plenty of time. I need to do that, man. I need to get a 1 year so I can be set for 1 year, dude. So that I don't have to dream about it, you know. I can just pay it for 1 year and just be done with it, you know. That's what I need to do. Well, anyway, thank you for being here, Cammy. Appreciate it, man. I'm glad you enjoyed your beautiful day riding on that bike, man, with those badass tires, man. I saw the tires that you got, man, on that bike. Holy shit. What kind of bike are you driving? Are you driving a Trek? I'm just kidding. I know Trek is expensive. I'm just kidding. But it looked like those are like a Trek tires, man. Thank you, Cammy. Thank you, bro. And thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Pedro, for being here. Always pleasure, my brother, Pedro. I'll talk to you later. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, of course, the Never Dead IV. The Never Dead IV is here. Also known as I did not have a sexual relation with that woman. Bill Clinton. Who else? Vincent. Thank you, Vincent, for stopping by. Thank you, Marcus, also for stopping by. Brendan. Speedy recovery, man. Take care of yourself. Remember, your health is your best wealth, man. Forget everything else, man. Take care of yourself first, man. Everything else can wait. Your health cannot wait, but everything else can wait. You know, so take care of yourself, man. Take care of your health, man. All right? And sorry to hear about your uncle. May he rest in peace. My condolences. And that's it. And Swa, thank you, Swa, also for stopping by. Swa, SWA. I appreciate your feedback. I appreciate your input. And Forbidden Love, also thank you for stopping by. Appreciate your feedback. And Pedro, Mr. 4K Bing Bonga. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Always a pleasure to have you here. Can't wait for us to do the VR podcast. We have to talk about that tonight. We have to work on that. We have to figure out the way how to get people. First, we have to invite people. They have to see what we're doing. I don't think they even know. We also got to talk to Renee. She needs to allow more people to come in. Right now, at limit, it's only 4. I need her to make a limit to be 24. We need more people to come in so that way they can see what we're doing, and hopefully maybe they'll agree to do a pre-recorded podcast. We'll give them a link to this channel, right? So we'll talk about it tonight. And thank you, Cammy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Never Dead IV. Stealth Dragon, a.k.a. Steve. Thank you. Oh, I know about Trek. Trust me. I know. See, I don't talk about my private life too much. But, man, I've been around, man. I've been around. This is what I try to tell people. Like, my life, it's like Forrest Gump, man. I've been everywhere. My life is like a box of chocolates. My mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. And I like to have a shrimp boat with Baba Shrimp. We're gonna go on the boat, me and Baba Shrimp. Yeah, I have to go, man. I have to leave because people are not, listen, man. People are not coming in. They don't want to, they need to be. I gotta also make my dinner, but people don't want to come in, man. They would rather go watch some, I don't know, some guy with a big beard broadcasting from a basement cave, yelling obnoxiously. 40,000 people would rather watch that guy and give him hundreds of dollars. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe tomorrow things will be different with the state state of PlayStation podcast. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. It's not just here. It's Twitch. Dude, I'm everywhere. I tried everywhere, man, guys. I've been on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Kick.com, Facebook. I don't know. I think I've been on all the social media, on all the platforms. It's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. One day AI will make a AAA game, all without a single human helping. Oh, it's gonna happen. It's funny you mentioned that, Kemi, because Phil Spencer already started toying with that idea on the Xbox, on one of the Xbox podcasts. I forgot which one it is, guys. I can't remember. I have to look into it. I have to look for it. It was one of the podcasts. There was this hot chick. She looked hot to me. I don't know. I think she was from Australia. She got that Aussie Australian accent, but very hot. Nice, strong legs and everything. And she was sitting right next to this other guy and Phil Spencer, and she was talking to Phil Spencer. Oh, Matthew Booty was there too. Matthew Booty and Phil Spencer, and she was asking some questions regarding the Xbox exclusives. When you gonna bring some exclusives? What's going on, man? And they started talking about like the new ways of creating the games and AI advance and all that, artificial intelligence advance, computer generated imagery and graphics. And she asked some questions about that, and then he said something along the lines like, well, these are very exciting times for us and everybody here at the Xbox Game Studios, and we're working very closely with the artificial advanced AI. And yeah, there's some very amazing things that are possible right now with artificial intelligence, advanced AI. Maybe that's why they're like shutting down these companies. Maybe that's why they're shutting down these studios. Like, we're gonna use AI advanced to create our games. We'll write a script and we'll inject that script, and it's gonna help us create the game that we want to create. I wish I could remember. Please forgive me, guys. Let me see. I will watch that video. Thank you, Kemi. I wish I could tell you which podcast this was. It was some podcast like in it was in September last year, when the official launch of Starfield happened. It was last year, September. I forgot the name of the podcast. It was this Australian chick, pretty good looking Australian chick, was interviewing Phil Spencer, Matthew Booty, and the question about the AI rendering, creating video games through AI, and all that. So that was the topic, and they were talking about that. So what Cameron said here, to his point, that is going to happen. That's going to happen, Cammy. That is going to happen. Mark my words. That will happen, my friend. It might happen sooner than we think. It might happen sooner than we think. But I'm going to watch that video. Thank you. I'm going to click on it right now. Thank you.
What's up, Keep?
The future of PS5 games, and Neil Druckmann talks of the future of the PS5 games, and it's real dumb. So let me guess. Neil Druckmann, my favorite guy. Artificial intelligence. This is a Dreamcast guy talking about this. Anyway. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I'll let you know what I think. I'll let you know tomorrow what I think on the State of PlayStation podcast, episode 1. All right, guys. I'm out. I'm out of here. Thank you all for being here who showed up. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And everybody else out there, you can still leave a comment down below. Don't be shy to leave a comment. You can leave a comment as long as your comment is respectful. That's it. You can leave your opinions. I want you to leave your opinions. Okay? I don't expect you to agree with me. I want you to leave your opinions. But remember, your opinions on the comments have to be respectful. That's all. And please leave a comment. Please. If you're not a bot, if you're not artificial intelligence, you got to prove to me that you're a real, genuine human. Okay? And how are you going to prove that to me? You got to verify to me that you're a real, genuine human. Meaning you have to give me a phone number, and then I'm going to call you. Leave a phone number down on a comment so I can call you. And you're going to pick up the phone. And if you pick up the phone and your voice doesn't sound like artificial intelligence, then I'm going to know that you're not artificial intelligence. But the question is, how am I going to know that you're not artificial intelligence? Maybe you're, because your voice sounds just like you, but it's controlled by artificial intelligence. You see? We're already getting there. We're already there. How do you know this is really me? You don't know. This could be artificial intelligence. You don't know. Do I even breathe? Do you see me take a breath? Do you see me blink? How do you know this is a real human? Why does the one eye look bigger than the other? Why does the one eye looks different than the other? Are you sure that I'm not artificial intelligence? See, I'm messing with you guys. I'm messing with you. Of course I'm real. But am I really real? I guess you'll never know. All right. Thank you. Cameron. I appreciate you, man, being here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Steve. Everyone, thank you. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.